CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, we are hearing from Miami-Dade Police Director Freddy Ramirez and his wife, Jody. The couple released a joint statement 2 weeks after the director shot himself. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn was at Miami-Dade Police Headquarters in Doral. She has the latest on what they are saying about that night.
The statement comes from the couple's lawyer, Kendall Coffey, and it says that the director never took out his gun at the hotel. But we will tell you that the 911 audio recording released by police does mention this during the conversation with the dispatcher. Now let's get to the statement. It says that Jody strongly wishes to emphasize that at no time was there even a hint of physical aggression between her and Freddie, nor is there the slightest evidence of such contact. Now in the letter, it also says there's no video from the hotel or area to prove otherwise. The statement goes on to say the events there were deeply disturbing for the distinguished leader that's had a clean record for 28 years to be put in handcuffs. And the letter then concludes to say, after the seriously troubling and confusing events that had befallen them during the drive home, with both still bewildered and distraught, Jody was able to grab her husband's arm so that the resulting injury was serious but not fatal. She saved Freddie's life. Now, the family wants to thank everyone for the outpouring of support. It also says that Jody will not comment further and that she is looking forward to the day that she and her husband will walk out of the hospital. Now, of course, there was a lot said in that statement. We want to let you know that the entire full statement is on our website at cbsmiami.com. For now, in Doral, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside, there is a system moving through Broward County, and it is producing some heavy rain. Let's get right to next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. She joins us with more on the flood advisory. Cindy.
Yeah, we've got these strong storms that have developed over Broward County. They're starting to develop in Miami-Dade, but this is the one that's just been growing over the past hour or so. So this storm, Coral Springs, Tamarack, there was some street flooding here. A lot of lightning starting to build backward to the southwest now, getting into the western area. So that is the flood advisory. That will be in effect until 5:45. I've already seen about 1 to 3 inches of rain here, and naturally, if the ground is saturated, have plenty of showers and storms over the weekend. So yes, this is going to have runoff. It'll run into those low areas. Be very careful. Don't drive onto flooded roads. There you can see some spots that have had 1.5, almost 2 inches of rain, but we've had reports up to 3 inches of rain already. Expecting another 1 to 2 if this storm does not move. And right now, it's practically stationary at this point. But again, trying to build back to the southwest toward the western area. So you're going to see some heavy rain there. You can see the outflow boundaries, lots of them. So showers and storms developing out here in the Everglades. I think a lot of that will stay in the Everglades this evening. And our temperatures, there's the other big story here, 94 degrees. High so far today has been 95. So yes, a very hot and humid day. There's enough low-level moisture to produce a heat index that was up to 110. Now 107 is what it feels like. Even higher down here in the Keys Marathon right now, and Key West feels like 112 degrees. So the heat advisory has now been extended till 7 p.m. tomorrow, except for the Keys at this point. Their heat advisory will end at 8 o'clock tonight unless they decide to extend it as well. Showers and thunderstorms will develop again tomorrow afternoon. So those of you who do get some rain, at least you get rain-cooled air. It drops that temperature just a little bit. And that southeasterly wind continues to pull in that moisture. But by Wednesday, we'll see a little bit of the Saharan dust, and that should start to suppress that shower and thunderstorm development. High pressure sitting out to the Atlantic moves further to the east. That allows drier air to move in with the dust. So that's going to pull our thunderstorm chances down, and our temperatures will start rising. So it's expected to be very hot. Rain chances down. Look at that, 20 to 30% by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and our temperatures near record highs as we head through the week and into the weekend. So we are expecting very warm temperatures. Here's your forecast. Tomorrow we're looking at a record high of 95 degrees, 95 again on Wednesday, 95 Friday, with about a low chance starting off and then higher chances as we head into the weekend for showers and storms.
All right, thank you, Cindy. Gun violence erupted in several cities across the U.S. this weekend. A shooting close to a nightclub in South Texas left 7 people hospitalized. In Washington, D.C., 3 people were shot and killed Saturday night. Their acting police chief left in frustration.
Let me be clear. This gun violence has to stop. It is incredibly frustrating. We know that someone in the community knows what is happening. Please reach out and provide us with any information that we can in order to ensure that our citizens, our residents are safe in their communities.
So far, no arrests have been announced in connection to either of these shootings. Former Minneapolis police officer Tu Tao has been sentenced to nearly 5 years on state charges. It's for his role in George Floyd's death. He was sentenced to 4 years and 9 months. He says he merely served as a human traffic cone when he held back the crowd. And that's when Officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes. An update to a story that we first brought you on CBS News Miami over the weekend. Social media personality Cenat has been charged with inciting a riot. It happened during a PlayStation giveaway in New York City. Cenat has nearly 20 million followers on social media. On Wednesday, he said he would be hosting a huge giveaway in Union Square Park. Crowds quickly grew and swelled to hundreds. Things became violent. Police shut down the event and escorted Cenat out. Just hours later, his team posted a public statement saying, quote, "We are deeply disheartened by the outbreak of disorderly conduct that affected innocent people and businesses and do not condone that behavior." When we come back, talk about inner Miami magic. Messi and company made it happen on the field, taking them to the quarterfinals in the Leagues Cup. Welcome back. All eyes are on Georgia. That's where there could be another possible indictment filed against former President Donald Trump. It's related to his alleged efforts to interfere with the 2020 election results in that state. This comes as Trump's legal team is facing a new deadline later today in Washington, D.C. CBS News Miami's Natalie Brand reports from our nation's capital with the latest.
Already, we're seeing a flurry of court filings and requests. The special counsel wants to stop Trump from posting discovery information on social media, saying it could have a harmful, chilling effect on witnesses. Prosecutors also referenced what they say is a concerning post on social media as former President Trump speaks out against the cases he's facing.
As former President Trump continues to lash out on the campaign trail.
Those indictments aren't worth the paper they're written on. They're not worth, they took away free speech.
The Justice Department asked a federal judge to weigh in after Trump posted a message on social media that prosecutors felt was threatening, saying, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." Trump's lawyers have until 5 p.m. Eastern to respond to the motion.
What the Biden administration is trying to do is prevent the press from learning about exculpatory and helpful information, evidence that the people have a right to know about.
The Trump legal team is preparing requests of its own. The former president on social media says he doesn't think he can get a fair trial in D.C. and will be asking for the judge to recuse herself as well as for a change of venue.
A new CBS News poll finds that around half the nation believes Trump tried to stay in office beyond his term through illegal and unconstitutional means. But for most Republicans surveyed, a majority say they view the indictments as an attempt to derail his 2024 campaign.
It looks to me like every time something's going bad for Biden, they do something more to Trump to try to bring him down, which obviously isn't working. His numbers still look good.
Some GOP voters in Iowa acknowledge Trump's legal fights are crowding out other topics.
I think it's hard for the other candidates to take a stand one way or the other. It makes it hard then to stay focused on the issues. And I think we need to stay focused on the issues.
The polling also found a majority of Americans overall view the indictments and ongoing investigations as upholding the rule of law.
Now, in Trump's Florida case, a hearing is scheduled for Thursday for co-defendant Carlos de Oliveira, the head of maintenance at Mar-a-Lago. He's scheduled to be arraigned in that case. Former President Trump has already pleaded not guilty in a written statement to the additional charges he's facing in that case. He's not required to attend the hearing in person. On Capitol Hill, I'm Natalie Brand, CBS Miami.
Now to Messi Mania. Lionel Messi and company traveled to Dallas for their Leagues Cup matchup. CBS News Miami's Samantha Rivera has more on the nail-biting game.
What a night it was for Inter Miami on the road, taking on FC Dallas in the Leagues Cup round of 16 matchup, proving to be one of the hardest matches for them in this tournament so far. It was a packed and sold-out crowd at Toyota Stadium, and a hot one at that too. In just the 6th minute of this match, Jordi Alba, putting in some work, gets it to Messi for a goal that would be questioned, but VAR would confirm it was good to put Inter Miami on the board for an early 1-0 lead. We jump ahead to the second half. Dallas scores 3 unanswered. Alan Velasco scores on the free kick. It gives Dallas a 2-goal lead. And then in the 80th minute, Dallas up 4-2. Messi with a free kick outside the box. Marco Farfan heads it home like he was scoring in his own goal. And then in the 85th minute, Messi decides to score it himself. An amazing free kick would tie up the game. He's up to 7 goals with Inter Miami. We would go to penalty kicks. Paxton Pomykal misses. The penalty kick opens the door for Inter Miami. Benjamin Kramashi would win this one for Inter Miami. Multiple 2-goal comebacks, you guys. Inter Miami wins it in penalties, so they would advance to the quarterfinals. We'll find out who they play next later today. For now, in the studio, Samantha Rivera, CBS News Miami.
As kids head back to school this year, a growing number will be returning to a 4-day school week. CBS News Miami's Bradley Blackburn explains why some larger school districts are taking this step and what this means for teachers, students, and families.
When the school bell rings in Independence, Missouri this year, 14,000 students are trying something new, a 4-day week with Mondays off.
We're adding 35 minutes onto the day, so the instructional minutes will be almost exactly the same.
Superintendent Dale Hurl and his staff have spent months planning for this calendar change. His district is the largest in the state to move to a 4-day schedule. They'll offer 5th-day child care to families for $30 a day.
If they weren't using any care, well, certainly that could be a potential cost that they otherwise would not have.
Nearly 900 school districts across 26 states now use a 4-day schedule. That's up from 650 districts in 2020. While smaller rural districts have long favored the schedule, larger districts are now shortening their school week to recruit and retain teachers.
The number of teacher applications that we've received have gone up more than 4-fold.
Right now, there's not good evidence on the academic impacts of the 4-day school week.
Aaron Pallas with Teachers College Columbia University is watching the trend and argues there are better ways to tackle a teacher shortage.
The best way is to pay them better, and Missouri as a state ranks basically last or next to last in the country in terms of teacher salaries.
In Independence, some parents have had concerns.
It's a little bit of a shock.
But Hurl says it's a step they needed to take.
I think this really needs to lead to a bigger discussion nationwide about, what are we going to do to support the teaching profession?
A conversation more districts are facing as students head back to school. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Stay with CBS News Miami as kids across South Florida head back to school. We're going to have stories and interviews over the next 3 weeks to get you and your children ready. Coming up tomorrow morning, how parents can help with back to school anxiety. That's your Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.